I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what happened. But it happened. So I'm back here though. All right. So let's jump right into point number 2 of dreams. The first thing of your dreams and goals, you got to be frustrated. You have to be dissatisfied. You got to be able to deal with the taste. You got to be able to deal with the smell. You got to deal with the unpleasant strategies to get to the goal that you want to get to if you want to be successful. All right. Second point of the dreams and goals is you have to see it. You have to see it in your mind's eye. You have to see it in your mind's eye. Tell me Tuesday if you can hear me. You have to see it in your mind's eye. You have to see it before you physically see it. You have to see it before you physically see it. Yes, I can hear you. Okay, thank you. You have to see it before you physically can see it. To see it in your mind's eye. Now, how do you do that? Vision board. You have to have your dreams and goals in front of you all the time. I got vision boards all over my place. I mean, I got everything. House, car, money, whatever. And let's just say you say, well, I'm not altruistic. I'm not the person that wants to be the person that gets all the toys and all that. That's fine. But you got to visualize some toys in your mind because that's what your mind sees. Now, you don't have to get them, but in order for you to get that money, you're going to have something in front of you because how do you paint a picture of anything else? You know, your mind sees things. So put that Porsche or whatever you want. You don't have to buy it, but you got to start visualizing and seeing it to a point to that you want to have. Put all those things in front of you all the time. Put your goals and dreams in front of you. Put your affirmations in front of you where you can see them. I got them in the bathroom. I got them in the bedroom. I got them, and they're all on a vision board. So if I have to move the vision board, I can move the vision. You know, if I have to change some things around, I have to change. Because some people say, I don't want to. Well, you got, look, out of sight, out of mind. If you're not visualizing it and looking at it every day, that means you're not thinking about it. And if you're not thinking about it, you're not going to bring it about. You have to think about it to bring it about, You have to see it all the time in your mind's eye. And your subconscious mind has to see it. It has to feel it. You have to be thinking about it and looking at it and talking about it, having your car, have it with you everywhere you go. So you can always be thinking about it, because if you're thinking about that, other stuff can't get into your thought process. Your thought process, your mind can only hold one thought at a particular time. Now, if you stop thinking about that, then you're going to start thinking about your bills and everything else that you have in life. That's why you want to focus on your dreams and goals. You want to focus on, you got to see it. You got to have, that's number 2. You got to see it in your mind's eye. You got to look at it before you go to bed. When you wake up, you got to look at it. I remember in a book, I think we read this book called Atomic Habits. It's an excellent book, and we'll probably read that in the book club eventually. But in Atomic Habits, he was talking to a guy, was asking him, he said, man, you know, I want to master playing my bass guitar. I want to master that. He said, but a lot of times when I come home, I feel so tired and I don't do it, and I don't think about training. I don't think about any of that kind of stuff, but I want to master that. And the guy asked him, he says, your bass guitar? He said, yeah. He said, where is it? He said, where do you mean? Where's at my house? He said, where is it? He says, in the closet. He says, in the closet. He said, that's why. Take it out the closet, put it in your living room, put it right there in the front when you come in the door. So when you come in the door every day, you're going to see it right there. So when you see it, then you're going to start practicing. When you don't see it, you're not. Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. The same thing with your vision, with your goals and your vision board. Out of sight, out of mind. You might say you want certain things, but if you're not looking at them every single day, if you're not talking about them every single day, and the only way you're going to talk about them is that you see them. And the only way you're going to see them is that you put them on a vision board and put them in front of you. You got to be looking at it all the time. Even when you get frustrated, you got to be able to sit down and look at it and see it. Because what you eventually see a lot, you'll bring about. What you eventually talk about, you'll bring about. But if you don't see it, if you don't have it in front of you, then your mind's eye can't visualize it, and it's not going to bring it about. I remember in 2005, we had a house built, and I remember in 2002 or 2001 or something like that, I started visualizing what I wanted in a house. I started visualizing the car I wanted. I started visualizing the money I wanted. And I did that for like 2 years, maybe 3 years. Every day I had a binder. I still got the binder. I can show it to you. I would flip through the binder and I would put pictures of furniture in there. I would put pictures of the house in there. I would put pictures of my goals and dreams in that binder. I'm gonna show you that binder probably tomorrow. And after about 2 or 3 years of me talking it every day and speaking it every day, I got busy and I started with a company that really sidetracked me from doing everything I need to do. Now, remember, I had been doing it for 2 or 3 years. I've been walking, with my headset on, listening to my affirmations through my neighborhood. I had been, because I was living in a condo then. I would come home and flip through my binder all the time. And I was always thinking about looking at it. And I remember once the house was built and we moved into the house, and the foyer was, my wife, she had kind of set that foyer up the way she wanted it. Now, she hadn't seen my binder. She hadn't seen none of that stuff. Because I was, I kept a lot of that stuff private because I didn't know I didn't know if it really was gonna work or not. So, but I still was doing it, but I wasn't trying to show it to everybody. So I had my little binder, I had it, and I was just looking through it, and I had my headsets on. I would go walking out. I didn't talk about a lot of that. I didn't, because I really didn't know if it was gonna work or not. So when we went in the house and moved into the house and I saw the foyer, I went back and got my binder, and it was what I had been visualizing, almost to the T. And she's the one who told the builder how to do this and how to do that. I didn't have anything to do with that. Nothing to do with it. And I remember walking in, I'm thinking, I've seen this somewhere. I went back and got my binder and flipped in. I was like, oh man, this is right here. It's right here. I can't tell you how it happens. I don't, they said that, that your just went blank. Just went totally blank. But something about looking at it and seeing it and looking at it every day and thinking about it, you creating it in your mind. You creating it in your mind's eye. That's how it's developed. It's like a chair. The way a chair is developed, you got to see it first. And then once you see it, then you can go build a chair. I swear, and a lot of that stuff in that binder, I remember seeing it. I'm like, getting the things that I talked about. It was crazy because I had put it down, but for about 2 years or maybe 3 years, every day, all day. Every day I was speaking it. Every day I was talking about it. And when it happened, it just blew me away because I'm like, I even showed it to her afterwards. Because like I said, I didn't show that to nobody. I didn't, even though I was doing it, even though I was saying it, even though I was even believing it. But I still wasn't believing enough to show it to somebody and say, this is what I'm doing, Matter of fact, even when my family members used to come over, just to keep the bickering down from them and all the mess that they would say, I put my vision boards up. I didn't want to get into no argument with them because it was going to kill my spirit. Because they go just like holidays. I don't, when I go holidays to family, I don't talk about nothing but sports. Because my conversations to them, if it's 20 people in the room, 19 gonna be talking about the status quo, inbox thinking. I'm gonna be talking about something else that none of them is gonna be able to relate to. And then the next thing you know, he crazy, he talking about something. So I stopped even doing that. So when I would see my family, it took me a while to stop because I was the only one in that party fighting. Everybody else was. So when I see them now, hey, what you watching the game tonight? Who you got? That's the subject I talk about. I did not talk to them about other stuff. I'm not going to have any kind of discussion with them because I can't change their thoughts. And guess what? They ain't going to change mine. So when it's 19 against 1, you got Cowboys? What NBA team you like? That's it. Now, if I get around people that have dreams and goals that are thinking outside the box, we talking about it. I'm talking about my vision board. I'm talking about it. But you got to monitor and watch who you talk to, because a little mind can squash. You talk to a little mind about a big goal and a big dream, they're not trying to hear it. They're not trying to hear it. So you got to visualize it and see it. You got to see it in your mind's eye. Back to point 1, and remember 7 points of this PowerPoint. But back to point 1, you got to be frustrated enough to want to change. Because if you're not dissatisfied and frustrated, you're not going to change. And if you're not willing to take the nasty solution, if you're not willing to take the nasty smell, it's going to be hard. And when you decide that you're willing to do that, second thing, you got to see it. Talk about it every day. Put it on your vision board. See it every single day. Talk about it every single day to a point where it's just a part of you. It's just a part of you. You got to talk about it. You got to see it. You got to visualize it. Now, I'm going to stop here today. And tomorrow we'll pick up on part 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6. And like I said, I'm gonna give the PowerPoint to Tasha, and if any of y'all want that PowerPoint, then you can get it, because you're in the group. You're in the mix now. I think we're in the right group. We are in the personal development group. This is not the community, is it? What is this? Is this the community or is this the personal development group? Y'all tell me, because I don't know. Let me see. Personal development. Okay, good. So then you can get the PowerPoint this Tuesday. Matter of fact, you can get it tomorrow on Tuesday. As soon as I send it to her, and we'll work with me. You don't know, because if I give it to you, no, I'm gonna have to give it to you when I finish. When I finish all 7 points, then I give you the PowerPoint, because I don't need you to get ahead of me. I can't let you get ahead of me. The Top Billionaires Club. That's right. That's what we are. Top Billionaires Club. All right. I'm out of here. Talk to you guys later. Y'all have a fantastic day. Visualize it, see it, think about it, talk about it. Get some frustration in your life, be dissatisfied about it. I just can't deal with this no more. And start putting your dreams and goals in front of you so it'll work for you.